Architecture of Ash, why Emma Stone is cinema's greatest destroyer. She is the anti-muse who enters a world only to dismantle its foundations. In traditional cinema, the muse is a supporting soul who inspires the male lead to build his masterpiece. Emma Stone has spent her career subverting this trope to become the anti-muse. She does not enter a story to help a man build his world. She enters to identify the structural weaknesses in his reality, strike a match, and watch the entire facade dissolve. From high school reputations to Victorian social orders, her presence is the definitive signal that the status quo is about to be liquidated. She began by testing her capabilities on localized social hierarchies. The destruction began in the microcosm of the American high school. In EasyA, Olive Pendergast doesn't just navigate a rumor. She systematically weaponizes the scarlet letter to bankrupt the social currency of her entire community. By the time she reached Birdman, she had graduated to the annihilation of the ego. Her famous "You Don't Matter" monologue to her father is a surgical demolition of the prestige actor world. She takes his relevance and his legacy and reduces them to a roll of toilet paper, erasing the validity of his existence before he even takes the stage.
She operates with a radical absolutism that mirrors the destructive side of the American dream. La La Land is the ultimate case study in this brand of demolition. While audiences saw romance, the reality was a territorial conquest. When Sebastian finally finds a stable career that secures his future, she doesn't celebrate, she shames him. This is the weakness of the absolutist. She is incapable of the compromise required for a shared reality. By branding his stability as selling out, she effectively resets his progress to zero to suit her aesthetic of the struggling artist. Once she has dismantled his security, she exits his life to claim the very stardom she forbade him from pursuing. She didn't save his soul, she scorched his life so she could bloom in the ashes. She functions as a biological parasite that hollows out the men who try to own her. Under the direction of Yorgos Lanthimos, the destroyer, Archetype reaches its primal peak in Poor Things. Bella Baxter is a blank slate functioning as a parasitic force. She is born into a world of men, doctors, lawyers, generals, and she systematically consumes them. She drains their knowledge, spends their money, and shatters their sanity until they are husks of their former selves. She doesn't integrate into the Victorian world. She hollows it out from the inside, eventually taking over the estate of the very creator who thought he could control her.
She has eventually graduated to destroying the very concept of human truth. In Bugonia, the mask finally slips for the skeptics. The disruptive energy that critics used to call quirky is revealed to be an existential, potentially global threat. This role serves as a final vindication. Her characters haven't been finding themselves for the last 15 years. They've been calibrating their destructive power. She has moved from destroying careers and marriages to destroying the literal fabric of reality, reflecting a culture that sees conspiracies and flaws in every corner and believes only its own truth can fix it. She remains the only survivor of the disaster she creates. Emma Stone's career is unique because she is the only person who wins in her own movies. By the final credits, the men are broken, the institutions are toppled, and the world of the film is in ruins. Yet she stands in the center of the debris looking more empowered than when she arrived. She isn't the girl next door. She is a mirror of an American spirit that confuses annihilation with aspiration. She is the girl who burned the neighborhood down and convinced the survivors they were lucky to have met her.
She remains the sovereign of a void she created through her own refusal to compromise. Ultimately, the inner stone archetype represents the tragic triumph of the individual over the collective in her wake. There is no shared growth, only her singular ascension. That she is a mirror of the American spirit, she reflects a culture so obsessed with the authentic self that it has become allergic to the very people who make life worth living. She is the winner of every story, but she wins by default. Because she is the only one left in the room, we watch her walk away from the wreckage of Sebastian's career or the ruins of a Victorian estate. And we mistake her isolation for independence. But as Bugonia suggests, the final stage of the destroyer is not just leaving the world behind. It is realizing that once you have dismantled everything that wasn't you, there is no world left to inhabit.
The Architect of Ash. A guided meditation for the uncompromising writer. You must recognize that you are not your character's protector, but their manifest destiny. Close your eyes. Breathe in the scent of dry paper and ink. Do not look for a happy place. Instead, find the world you are currently building on the page. See your characters in their moments of comfort. See the Sebastians of your story, the ones holding on to stability, compromise, and safety. Now, realize that as their creator, you are not their friend. You are the inevitable force that will dismantle their reality. Feel that specific, unblinking energy, the realization that for your vision to live, their comfort must die. You identify the foundations of their security only so you can strike the match. Imagine your protagonist's greatest safety net. Is it a job, a marriage, a sense of self? Hold that image in your mind. Now adopt the gaze of the Anti-Muse. Do not feel selfish for wanting to destroy it. Feel the evolutionary necessity of the flame. Breathe out and watch the foundations of their world begin to crack under the weight of your gaze. You are not being cruel, you are being honest. You are the mirror of a dream that demands a blank slate, and if their world is built on a compromise, it is your job to be the glitch that ends it. You stand in the center of the debris to claim the clarity that only destruction provides. Visualize the climax of your story, the moment of total liquidation. The men are broken, the systems have toppled, and the neighborhood of your plot is in ruins. Do not turn away from the wreckage. Stand in the center of the ash and feel the power of being the only survivor of the disaster you created. This is the clarity of the absolutist. You haven't lost your characters. You've finally seen them for who they are when the world is stripped away and they are forced to stand in your light. You return to the page as a sovereign force rather than a seeker of approval. When you open your eyes, you are no longer a writer asking for commission. You are a force of nature. You are the sovereign of the void. Carry that unyielding energy back to your keyboard. You do not owe your characters a happy ending. You owe your story the truth of their destruction. Your neighborhood is gone. The fire is out. And you are the only one left.